Out of Time by The Weeknd. Let's start with the chord progression. Our first chord is an A flat major, and then that goes down to G minor, which goes to C minor. And then the next time through, we land on an F minor 7, and then we have the same G minor to C minor, okay? So that's the chord progression, and that's pretty much consistent throughout the song. Right, now, what's really important with this is actually the rhythm, because this is kind of like a funky tune, okay? So, the way that we count it is like this. We play the A flat major for 4 beats, or 1 bar, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we play the G minor for 2.5 beats, right? 1, 2, and 3, 4. So, the C minor is actually coming in on the and of 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Certainly in the right hand, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 hand. In the left hand, I'm playing it more straight. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and you'll see why in a second, okay? So that's pretty much the progression, right? And also when we go back around the progression and you land on the F minor 7 instead, that's also for a whole bar, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So that's the progression, right? Now let's level it up and make it for solo piano. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn the left hand into a classic arpeggio that starts with the root and then goes to the 5th and then the octave and then the 5th again, like this, right? So that's the A flat, G, C, F, G, C. And then we go back to the A flat, right? And that's consistent, and you can just play that, right? So that's also why I'm keeping it pretty straight in the left hand. Let me show you the progression with that arpeggio. Okay, that's kind of how you want to play it, or that's how I'm playing it anyway. It sounds great for solo piano. Now, what I'm doing in the right hand is I'm actually kind of playing these. I'm playing these same chords that we've already got, but I'm adding a little bit of extra movement so that we catch the melody. So the melody is actually finding itself as the top note in these chords, right? So the melody starts on E flat. And you just want to play this chord a couple of times, like. As well, just so that the left hand can catch that A flat, I'm kind of lifting that thumb, right? And then the melody goes up to that F, catch it with the pinky, and then. Okay, so I'm playing the G minor like this, and then the melody is going like this. Okay? So the whole thing. And then we have this lovely kind of synth melody that comes in on top, which goes C, E flat, F, G. Okay, and it's got that kind of rhythm. Da, 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 da. And every now and again, you want to catch that. Because it sounds great, right? Yeah, so that's how you can play the progression on solo piano. Now, let's get straight into the chorus, because this is where things get pretty funky, and you're going to learn a lot about funk progressions and how the rhythm of them works. So, it goes like this. Okay, so that's the first half. Let's look at this thing. So the first thing that we're doing here is we're actually playing 7th chords now. So we've got an A flat major 7, which basically means we've got that A flat major triad and we're taking it to the next level by adding the major 7th extension, which is G in this case, and we've got that with the pinky. Now, take a look at what the pinky and the 4th finger are doing here. We are playing the melody while still playing this chord, right? The melody goes like that. And of course, we're maintaining the other notes of the chord for accompaniment. And then we go down to this, which is a B flat major triad in the right hand. And then the pinky grabs that B flat and then lands here, okay? This is basically a C minor 7 chord, right? Now, the way that you can think about this is take a C minor triad and lower that C a whole step to B flat to grab the minor 7th of C minor, okay? So this is what we've got. And there I'm going da 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 for an extra little bit of spice. Now, let's cover the rhythm because that's kind of the main element of this, okay? So we're doing this kind of interplay between the hands where one hand goes and then the other goes and then the other goes, okay? So let's take a look. We land both hands at the same time to start. Come up with the left hand, right? And then the right hand goes, left hand goes, right hand goes, left hand goes, okay? Let me play it slowly so you can really see this. And then when we go to the G, together, together, together. Okay, so it's really only on that A flat major chord that we've got this interplay, right? Right? And then the third time through, we go here. Okay, so we go to this shape, which is that same shape we had earlier, right, when we were looking at the progression. It's a C minor triad in its first inversion, which basically means that the third of C minor is on the bottom, third being A flat, right? Melody goes like that. And then we do the same thing. And to finish, we go like this. Okay, so C, D, land on that A flat major triad. A flat major triad, add the 7th, 4th goes like that. Da, da, da. That repeats. This time we go there. Okay, so that is the chorus, and yeah, there are a lot of funky elements. It's really, the main thing is actually the syncopation and the rhythm and the feel of it. Now, I think it's actually not so helpful if you try to count this and go like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, right? If you want to do that, definitely listen to the song and count along like that, right? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, so that you can get a feel for how these rhythms and these chords are syncopated, right? And that's going to teach you a lot about syncopation and funky rhythms. And that's going to be so helpful for you. Now, the last thing I wanted to show you with this song is how you can jam along to it. Because that's what we want to do. We want to have fun and jam along with these songs that we love. Okay? So, let's turn the left hand chord progression into 7th chords. So, we're going to play the A flat major 7 chord like this, where you've got the A flat major triad and the thumb is catching the G for the major 7th. And then G minor 7. So you've got, again, the G minor triad. Thumb is grabbing that F for the minor 7th. And then C minor triad. Thumb is grabbing B flat for the minor 7th, okay? And then coming back through, F minor 7th, G minor, C minor. And it's good to syncopate this like this. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and... So coming to that C on the and of 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and... That's kind of like level 2. If you want to keep things more simple, level 1 would just be like this. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and... Okay. Now, as for what notes you can play along in the right hand, you want to play notes from the C minor pentatonic scale, which goes like this: C, E flat, F, G, B flat, and then we're back at the C again. So to familiarize yourself with this C minor pentatonic scale, you can play the chord progression in the left hand and just go up like this. And then back down. Back up. Keep going up. Pick up the speed if you're comfortable. Right? And then once you get really comfortable with that scale and with the notes that you can play, that's when you want to start jamming along and coming up with little melodic ideas like this. Notice that I just found one little melodic idea and just repeated it, right? And that's what you want to do when you're improvising. When you get a little idea that you like, just repeat it over and over again, right? Right? And then, once you're content with jamming along, that's when you can return to... right, the rest of the song, and you can kind of construct your own arrangement of this epic, funky pop tune that is one of your favorites because you clicked on this video for a reason. Okay, that is pretty much the end of the tutorial. By the way, if you want to learn to play like that and really accelerate your progress, I now offer one-on-one coaching, which is the second link in the description. Otherwise, if you'd like to go at your own pace and follow a complete system and a map, you can check out UtK Keyboard Pro with the top link, and it's going to show you a very step-by-step process on how to unlock the keyboard and develop your creative skills on the keyboard. So that's the end of the tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate your viewership. See you in the next episode. Bye-bye.